Alrighty, guys, welcome back here. We're currently in the round of 8
Yes.
between Bob Ross Fan Club and Temple Storm, with Bob Ross Fan Club up 1-0, and you can see above what the chat thinks. 82%.
Looking a little one-sided right now.
82%.
Winner of this set advances to the qualification match. So winner of this moves on to the Los Angeles qualifiers.
Yep.
What 2 teams out of that go to Korea? Big deal. It is a big deal. So these are very important matches. Not the end of the world for the losing team. There are other opportunities. There are 4 qualifiers to get to LA, but earlier you can qualify, absolutely the better.
We're getting right on into it with a Kael'thas ban from Tempo Storm Bob Ross Fan Club. They've been banning a variety of heroes, honestly. We've seen bans on Falstead.
Yeah.
We've seen bans on Zagara. We've seen bans on Tyrande.
Yep. All great heroes. Nothing super crazy, aside from the Cho'Gall.
That was
Like all been.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dragonshire. Let's talk about this. Formerly was Tempo Storm's best map, hands down. Different roster back then, but still, if my memory serves me, this was their closest match against Bob Ross at Heroes Rising. If it's the match
Sounds
I'm
right.
thinking of, they had a very, very close match. So maybe it is still the match that they have practiced the most on. We will see. First pick Tyrande after a Zagara Kael'thas ban. Bob Ross Jaina, they're going to go for ETC or Fall. Oh, that's right. They haven't got too many opportunities to play Falstad, and they will scoop it up whenever they can.
Well, remember that one game where we saw Mac playing Falstad? That was probably the most dominant game I've seen in months. Like, that wasn't even remotely close.
Yeah, it's so strong to have that, just the ability to rotate shrine to shrine and just control that. Like, you don't know when Falstad's going to fly up, etc. How do you feel about the Zeratul pick? Is that...
Zerto pick last game early. It just didn't pay off. He's a good hero in his own right, but there's ways to play against him, and it just didn't pay off.
So we're going to see heroes that are good skirmish-wise.
Yeah.
I think that's really the important thing. You're going to see a lot of fights that happen where, you know, it's 2v2, 2v3, 3v2, whatever you want to call. Okay, going for Diablo. They were hovering Sylvanas for a second. Sylvanas is a strong pick on this battleground. Tassadar, Diablo. I'm okay with that. I think it's good.
I mean, we think about, like, this is probably the best map for Diablo Tyrande, because the rotations that exist between mid and bottom consistently. Tassadar gives you a ton of vision, a lot of safety. This is a very rock-solid, safe draft that also gives them a lot of, like, rotation capability.
So did Bob Ross see the Sylvanas hover? Does that play into anything?
I love the fact that you can mind game with that.
That's kind of funny, yeah.
It's pretty fun.
Like, if we see a Sylvanas ban right now, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, because
Looking at Zeratul, okay.
it's also not a bad denial. Goku is very confident, very comfortable on that hero.
Yeah, Zeratul's like I said, it's skirmish fighting. Zeratul's good at that. VP is really his saving grace when it comes to big team fights, right? Isolating targets. But when it comes to him one-on-one versus a lot of heroes, he does pretty well. And ban out Sonya. Worked out very well solo lane.
I think Sonya Thrall, one of those two, ban him out. But if you're going to see the opposite. So we already have Falstad, you already have Jaina. Now there's a big case for something like Stitch's Thrall. And, I mean, we saw how powerful that can be against a variety of compositions. Thrall, when it comes to the Sundering, just absolutely crucial. He's an amazing hero in lane.
Yeah, and Bob Ross doesn't even need to worry about hero pools. We saw a situation where Falstad was picked. Mac went to Falstad, and Zuna played Thrall.
Yeah, they're flexible.
And then we saw Mac go back to Kerrigan. And then last game he was on Zagara. Well, Zuna was on Sonya. So there's a lot of flexibility. There's the Thrall hover. We get it locked in. Now we need a warrior and a support. Who's good for skirmishes? Well, I'd say Karazim's pretty good.
Yeah, Karazim would be very good here.
I'd say there's a better possibility of Tempo taking a second warrior than there would be for them to take Karazim. So I say pick up a warrior now. Whatever you want.
I'm with you
ETC.
100%.
Yeah.
We could even see Arthas. And Arthas isn't a hero that doesn't see a lot of play. But Arthas, Leoric, they're both fine pickups here as that second warrior for Tempo Storm, the double bruiser style with a double support style. Just a lot of middle-of-the-road picks that can be very powerful together.
ETC is fine as well. Always just a strong choice.
Oh, that's true. It's hard to deny ETC when it comes to the sheer power he brings in, but Bob Ross Fan Club will steal him.
All right, Tempo. Vala. took out Zeratul, they took out Sonya, Thrall's taken. So in terms of melee, there's not a whole lot left. Greymane? Ugh. I mean, not to say that he's necessarily bad, but you need to make sure you have a lot of control for it. Greymane, like...
I mean, Vala's fine.
Greymane is good at brawling. It's not the worst choice. But...
yeah, Greymane would be so dicey in the situation.
If you're going to go for a melee, you're taking probably Greymane. If you want to pick up 2 more range... Okay, so see, they're taking another warrior. There's a possibility. It's probably going to be Leoric and then Vala or Raynor. One of those 2.
Knowing tempo, I expect Vala.
Yeah, Soldier likes Vala.
Yeah.
That's probably the hero he'd be on.
Just Vala has a lot of options to juke. Raynor has the self-sustain. Oh, they're going to go for Sylvanas and then... Wow, that's unexpected. This is unexpected. They don't have an assassin yet. Like, they have double support, they have a specialist, and they have a bruiser. So they could go. They're going for This is so weird.
Sylvanas can do damage. She does damage.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit more tricky to target your damage in team fights, but she can put it out.
If they can get Blessed Shield combos with Apocalypse, which is really hard to land, and then Wailing Arrow, they can just destroy Bob Ross.
Yeah, don't forget about the utility of the Force Wall as well. That can help to set those types of plays up for sure. Very interesting.
This is
my pick is Karazim. Oh well, you have ETC as well. Uther, yeah, Divine Shield, possibility as well. Okay, I'm okay with that.
Uther makes it through. Last pick here on the side of Bob Ross Fan Club. Very classic Bob Ross Fan Club draft. I mean, Urho and ETC. We've seen the massive sunderings.
Yes. They got a lot of heroes that they are comfortable playing.
This is really scary for tempo.
For tempo, yeah, it's probably going to be KO or Soldier on. KO is probably more likely to play Tassadar. Soldier on Sylvanas. Goku on Diablo. Saray on Johanna. And then Toronto will be played by Zix. I'm guessing that's what they would rotate to. We'll see.
Definitely going to be an interesting game.
Powerful drafts for both teams, I think.
Tempo needs kills early, though.
Nobody say that.
They need to, I mean, when you think of the level 10 potential, if Bob Ross Fan Club has 10 first, they're going to press that so hard. And if Tempo Storm is behind when it comes to level 10, they're just going to crumble. If they just need to at least get to 10 even or ahead of Bob Ross. Because Bob Ross always gets, they always get benefit of that level 10 power spike. They always do, every single time.
I think I got every single hero wrong.
I'm so proud of you, Cooley.
For like who's playing what on tempo. I think everyone was right.
You're so good at this.
Amazing. Just incredible.
We're going to give the players the GLHF. We can start up for game number 2. Bob Ross Fan Club currently up 1-0.
Match point.
I think they swap sides, which is a pretty common thing.
They love doing that.
Yeah, they're supposed to in the rules, actually.
Who was talking about not swapping sides? There was a tournament that was...
I don't know, man.
Maybe it was Calaris? Calaris? God, I can't remember. I feel like it was a tournament like a couple weeks ago where they were talking about it. Anyway. Neat-o. Neat-o.
Waiting for Tempo Storm to give the okay to start this next game.
Who won? Who won the draft?
Considering comfort picks, I give it to Bob Ross, man. This is a style that is tried and true for them. They have good defense against the big rotations that could happen, but I think Tempo has a better early game. Just because of Diablo Tyrande alone and the pick potential that exists with that pair.
Yep. Plus Force Wall later in the game.
Yep.
Do they have the damage output? Single target's going to be tough. Like, things will need to be very coordinated for sure. We're going to see... I mean, not that you don't normally see this anyway, but Diablo will probally go at full DPS. Flame Stomp.
Yeah. You go
Fire Devil,
Flame Stomp.
Fire Devil, Flame Storm. Yeah, it's going to be that. And probably even the movement speed at 16, I think, is smart. Makes a lot of sense.
Just gives Diablo that big gap closer that he needs and the escape that he needs because he can get in, but he's not so good at getting out.
Also, when it comes to wave clear, I mean, Sylvanas is the queen. Oh, I don't know. I don't have it.
So off cue.
I know.
Bob Ross Fan Club.
Timing. You push the button and there's like a delay. That's what's throwing me off.
Bob Ross Fan Club on the blue side. Kenma playing Uther. We have Fan on Jaina Urho. On ETC, McIntyre playing Falstad, and Zuna running the team as Thrall.
with their backs to the wall. This is a single elimination tournament. If they lose this map, they are out and will have to try again next week. It is Tempo Storm. Soldier will be on Tyrande. Zix on the Tacit Archaeo will be playing Sylvanas. Goku on Johanna, and Srey with the mounted all fours Diablo. Great choice. Flames on fire, the feet, everything.
He's
great.
on the prowl.
On the prowl.
Shining that flashlight in Bob Ross fan club, just trying to disorient them a little bit. They're just waiting.
Is that the Headless Horseman horse that I heard? It was very loud horse.
I think it was the Crusader horse.
All right, fine. So Johanna with the Knight Takes Pawn allows for some quick rotations. They will likely stick Falstad in top lane.
That horse is so
So
loud.
loud, the loudest horse.
God, Kenma, calm your horse down, man. Paladins abuse their horses. I mean,
Is that what happens? Is that what goes on in WoW? I've never played WoW. It's just people abusing horses. That was all right. Strong push to this top lane.
that first tower, the power of Sylvanas being showed off, but the hammering doing a lot of damage to the shields. Zix trying to peel for him. Does have dimensional shift, but it's too little too late. He does go down. Srey taking a lot of damage himself, but Templestorm loses their first hero for tower. Not the worst trade.
Well timed from Arrow to the moment that the power slide wears off to use the knockback, the wave to prevent that pressure or that
Iron Skin. That's what we're gonna get out of here.
And that's both shrines.
For just a moment, they are both under control. Srey and Soldier are going to do their best, but they are outnumbered. This is a retreat. Srey with the Shadow Charge just displacing Lunar Flare enough to keep Srey alive. That is good. And is this enough time for them to
they're not capping it.
Oh, McIntyre will die, but they're going to lose.
I think they have Dragon, though.
Yeah, there's a Dragon here. Not worth. Is it worth that kill for a Dragonite? No.
Well, they're down in experience. At the most, this Dragon will even up the experience. If they get additional takedowns, this could be quite scary. Soldier getting the protective shield? No. Oh, it's Tetra shield, yeah. All right. What do they do with this?
Diablo just got
Should be at least
away.
3 towers off of this?
Yeah, I would think so.
Oh, we got to watch out for Diablo flipping the Dragon over the wall, too. That can be. That's why you see him backing up at this point. Whoa!
Srey, he tries the Shadow Charge, doesn't time it perfectly with the kick of Zuna, and he gets knocked back. It's a very close timing.
You're not unstoppable when you're casting that.
And he died for it. It's a risky thing to do, and he mistimed it.
Well, that drops that experience lead. Getting more towers down. McIntyre still can top lane. Zix matching.
Now, if he succeeded, they probably would have just burned through the Dragonite, and the Dragonite phase would have ended. But they paid dearly, and now they're losing towers in the bottom lane. Goku doing his best to defend this. He will defend it successfully with the rotations coming in. Srey's back alive.
Despite the takedown on Diablo, they still defended fairly well. They only lost a single tower.
Yeah.
So that's not bad.
Hey. Power slide does make it out. Nicely done there by Urho. He's so clean on ETC. Wow, Zix took a lot of damage from Zuna.
Vision, he pops the Oracle, can see the exact rotation. It's very strong on this map, especially because, again, we've talked about the rotations being...
They're looking for Zuna. Zuna gets eyes on. Wow, that was actually a really close situation. If they got there before Zuna rotated down a little bit, he wouldn't have had vision, and he would have been collapsed on by them. So a little unlucky from Tempo Storm. Very tense moment from both teams. Tempo, you can see they're playing very reserved in this game.
Almost to the point where I might expect to see Bob Ross just say, okay, we've got them scared enough that we can just go take a Merc camp.
Yeah,
and we can start taking that advantage. We know that they're not going to have the cojones, if you will, to go do that, to get checked, because they know that there's a lot of stuns, right?
Is it cojones or cojones?
Depends how you want to pronounce it. This is a Kubi pronunciation.
Thanks, Kubi.
That's how I feel like doing it.
Cojones.
Cojones.
Tweet at me and Kubi if it's cojones or cojones. Good
It's
luck.
definitely cojones. I just felt like saying cojones.
Oh, the combo there, the flip, the Lunar Flare, and the Hunter's Mark, but it's not enough for Urho. Zuna rotating up onto Soldier. KO getting out of there with the haunting wave, but no, it's Soldier that's going to end up falling on Tyrande. Srey taking so much damage. Urho in the front line. This could be 3 members down on the side of Tempo Storm, and that looks like it will be the case. The body blocks are beautiful here. Urho taking a lot himself, but the stun going in from Kenma, and that is a 3-0 for Bob Ross Fan Club.
Yeah, that was rough. Just the way that the Tempo Storm ended up splitting during the middle of that. McIntyre looked like he flew into a really dicey spot, but it really just forced a complete split. Soldier having to go up to the top side, more than enough for Max to take care of, and then Blizzard just getting sick value.
This is tough. This is now going to be another Dragonite picked up here on the side of Bob Ross. They've now suddenly...
Not just yet. They'll definitely be able to continue interrupting this. We'll need to see a rotation. Sylvanas bottom lane is going to be able to break this cap, but cannot stick around. Oh, good dodge.
Yeah, this is actually a re-engage. KO going in. Goku in the bush. Does Fan know about this? KO's being a little bit more bold than he'd expect, but as he backs up, the Condemn does not connect Frostbolt on Goku enough to close the gap.
That's right. Oh,
Nice
great
shadow
shadow charge. He was going to get body blocked. Otherwise, there's no or very little ammunition in that bottom lane. McIntyre trying to duel Zix in the top. Should win that fight. There's a lot of sustain, of course, for Tassar, but when you're going for these leeching plasma builds, you're sacrificing a bit of damage, especially at 7.
Level 10 is closing in, though. Tempo Storm trying to find an outlet to really just buy themselves a little bit more time. These Giants, the first option that they're going for. Nice Sentinel there, revealing Zuno's location. Goku will promptly back up and concede his position here in the bottom. Tempo might put a big rotation up the top.
Level 10. This should translate into a quick rotation somewhere from Bob Ross fan club. They have a lot of tools, a lot of stuns available. So great timing on that Iron Skin.
All right,
dodge that.
they buy time. Tassadar, we see Zix picking up that top shrine, so the magical shrine's happening. Lunar Flare combo connects successfully on Zuna, but Urho with a beautiful peel gets him out of there.
Yeah, and he didn't even use Sundering. Okay, at this point, that's
kind
just
of
gonna really
I mean, that's another 62 seconds before that's back on up.
Yeah. Not sure what Zuna was hoping would come out of that. Maybe it's just enough to kind of scare them, push them back so that they...
Fan? No follow-up. He actually misses the combo due to the trait there. The slows, I think, is what closed the gap.
Yeah, that's... it was either that or he was trying to, milk it a little. Oh, Goku. Oh, he's got to be so
shield.
careful. The body blocks from Fan is actually so smart. And they're able to take out KO. Wow.
That was beautiful.
Okay, the position that Fan put himself in right at the edge of that mosh pit was you're either walking into the mosh pit or you're taking the long way to Death City.
Death City. You know, and that's why we so rarely see ETC and Uther allowed on the same team. The power that exists with Divine Shield on Mosh Pit is so very big. We actually have another death there. Johanna falls. The Dragonite was picked up here by Urho, and Zix is doing his best to defend this. Soldier with the Hunter's Mark, going to try to burn through this health bar. This is a double push, a split push here from Bob Ross.
Am I taking crazy? He did Mosh Pit, right?
He did Mosh Pit, yeah.
So why is it off cooldown?
I don't know.
Hello? Okay, maybe that's busted. I don't know. I was like, oh no.
Maybe it got interrupted immediately as it was cast.
No, that's not. That's usually that puts it on full cooldown. I don't know what's going on there.
Well,
this is why we have co-casters, just to make sure that we're not going crazy.
I'm not too sure why we see Lightning Breath. The Mighty Gust disengaging the Shadow Charge as it goes in. Lightning Breath actually got Stray killed earlier. He did respawn using all of his souls, but the Dragon is still pushing here in the top lane. Great defense here by Zix. Urho will lose the Dragonite. And Temple Storm, all things considered, they're not that far behind. If they get a kill on Fawcett, that's really big.
All right. Starting to get back. There it is. Wow, that was weird. Cooldown's up. Okay.
Whatever.
All right. Yeah.
I don't question the UI, man. It does some weird things.
All right, so what can they do with this? I like the aggressive take of this camp. Rotate bottom, take the Knights. You have time to do that. Maybe even catch Fan out of position here.
They could pull a Bob Ross and get aggressive onto this camp. I mean, they should know that somebody's missing. They're up here. Well, Fawcett's back up, so that is kind of risky because he can fly back in. Yeah, they're just playing safe.
I think the really only crazy thing they could have done was just taking Knights bottom because of the time window that they had. They're down in talent, so they can't really do anything too crazy. They opted to just soak.
Okay, big pickups here. Level 13 gives a lot more power to this team.
Giant Killer especially. I mean, Mac's getting really scary, especially with the stacks.
Urho is looking to poke his head in to see the status of those Knights. Tempo Storm able to grab them. They've managed to keep all their forts alive, even after 2 Dragonites. That's a big win here for Tempo Storm. But they need to take a fight, and they're still down a talent here.
Thought maybe we're going to see an aggressive camp steal. Bob Ross, what are they? Just going to take this fort?
Yeah, just poke it down. No response to the tempo. Nothing safe they can do here. Falstad is flying up the top, so once they realize that he's flown up, they could try to make something happen. Without that Falstad, they don't have the safe disengagement. Tempo really needs 13. This is dicey.
This could get weird.
Okay, a lot of eyes on that Sentinel, actually. Yeah, you see, once they have complete vision of what's going on, Zuna just leaves. He knows it's too risky.
McIntyre still top lane. Getting that. So 13 just around the corner. And that may trigger a quick response out of Tempo Storm. We'll see. Dragon Shrines active very soon.
Sentinel will reveal the Bruiser camp. Temple Storm not going to be able to respond to that. They actually abandoned the Giants that they were going for, and they're looking for a fight. The flip, the combo there, but the Sundering is buying the time to keep them alive.
Oh!
Divine Shield in the Mosh Pit follow-up is turning this around, but the Wailing comes out, making a big play. Temple Storm, they do get the kill. Stray staying alive. Kenma taking so much damage. The flames going out from Diablo, but the Mighty Gust pushing Temple Storm away.
A lot of slows, just going to buy for disengage. That was very well.
That shield, man.
The shield
and the Wailing.
The Wailing right after that. They caught them so grouped up, and it just pulled everybody off of that. Wow.
Okay, well, this
Well
Night Camp is pushing down this bottom lane, but Temple Storm controlling this bottom shrine for the time being. 9 seconds until ETC is back alive. I don't think they can get a Dragonite, unfortunately.
Yep, our camp's just pushing the lanes back out. They'll very least hold this bottom one if they, well, with the rotation of KO, oh, this gets dicey, especially with Thrall rotating down. Goku could be in a really precarious spot. Uses his Iron Skin early. He's dead. He's dead.
Good night, Goku. The rotation too strong from Bob Ross. A big hero picked up, and they're approaching level 16. Bob Ross in a very strong position right now.
So I think really what we wanted to see is Temple Storm play a little bit cautious, hold one of the shrines, and just really stick to that while they work towards evening out the level advantage. I think trying to make a dicey play to like sprint at one and getting a dragon, it's probably going to get you killed like what happened there.
Okay, Soldier's coming down as well. Max thinks this is him versus Ziggs. Not quite the case, and he realizes he might be in a bit of a risky spot, so he's going to back away. Saray also down here. Top shrine grabbed here by Bob Ross Fan Club. They now have level 16. They can really look for a fight.
They can strike now. 20 seconds till Mosh Pit, so they may wait for that to make their move, but they can start to bully. And Temple Storm knows. You can see how reserved they are in their play. Sending up perhaps their most tanky hero up to the top lane to try to contest this. Does Zuna rotate?
Airy Gust pick up for Falstad.
Nope.
Okay, Urho gonna take a ton of damage here. The Lunar Flare is good. The Sundering for the peel is even better. Shadowstalk used. Lightning Breath doing a ton of damage, forcing Urho to retreat. McIntyre trying to get the kill on KO. He does successfully do so. Super low is Ziggs on Tassadar. Getting the self-heals in the D-Shield, keeping Falstad alive. McIntyre, it's really turning the tides in these fights. Diablo in the front, getting the flip, but everyone is so low. They're not getting any kills.
I can't believe they were able to rotate. The times when Arrow would weave in and out at less than 5% HP, knowing the rotations for the cooldowns on the abilities, that is going to net them a dragon. Goku with a lot of health here, but with Mac flying in, is he going to get the buy block in time? No. Does it matter?
Oh, that's going
to be a stun at the very least from Uther. That is a dead Goku. All right, that's a dragon.
This is when Temple Storm is now finally in a dire spot. They've been keeping up for the most part, but the talent tier disadvantage, taking that fight, did not work out for them, and now this dragon is pressuring the bottom keep.
They may lose keep off this, but they'll be about 2 levels behind when they pop 16. They really need to just completely avoid fighting until that point. Just do the Ken. No.
Great combo in the bottom. The Mighty Gust doesn't really do a whole lot. Fan is taking a ton of damage, but I mean, the Lightning Breath just isn't getting the value in this game. I feel like in every fight, Apocalypse would have had more impact than Lightning Breath.
It's not even that. It's just the decision to fight. I don't like that. You gotta wait. You gotta.
Well, they don't have the same kind of peel with Urho's and the Dragon. So in some ways, it's nice. But the kick translated to a kill on.
No.
Oh, this could be it.
It's not quite yet, but it is definitely a keep going down. There's 15 seconds left on the Dragon, so maybe not enough to start pushing out the core, but. Oh man, and then they can just back up and have huge amounts of map control. Arrow can choose the moment in which he wants to disengage this dragon. Probably will time out the same anyway. They can immediately take Merc camps on Tempo Storm's side. This is looking dire.
But Tempo now has 16. They have a small window where they can win a team fight and bring things back. Until level 20 is picked up, there isn't an overwhelming advantage on the side of Bob Ross Fan Club. Yes, they do have the stats on them, but they do not have Storm Talents quite yet.
All right, so what's looking up for Temple Storm at this point? They just picked up Cold Embrace. That's a little bit more damage. Oh, sorry, not Cold Embrace.
Cold Embrace.
That's reverse. That's why I was. So they just picked that up. 25% vulnerability on those targets that get hit by Shadow Dagger, right? Then you also have Prescience plus Dimensional Shift or Dimensional Warp. That's going to provide a lot more opportunity for Ziggs to get aggressive in the front line. He has a lot more self-sustain.
And opposing is phenomenal.
Opposing is good.
Against Falstad and Thrall, it's going to, like, if they're ever attacking Johanna, it's going to take a lot longer to kill her.
So they need to change up how they're playing a little bit, get a lot more aggressive with Ziggs, get him into the front line to try to force mistakes. through the use of the force wall. We see another initiation.
All right, Sundering has been used. Shadowstalk in response. ETC power sliding in. Mighty Gust disengaged, leaving Diablo all alone in the front, and he will die. We see the Nether hero has fallen. McIntyre gets pulled in, does fall to Goku, but Goku all alone. The shields and heals from Tassadar Saranda not going to be enough. Force wall trying to buy him some space, but the body blocks are beautiful by Urho. Goku goes down. Zuna trying to close the gap on Soldier, but 3 for 1 in favor of Bob Ross, and they basically have their Storm Talents.
Great timing from Zix to at least salvage what they had, and that might have been the end of the game had Zix not tapped his dimensional shift at that point in time. He was able to dodge stun from Arrow. That's nice, but at what cost? They lose a 3 for 1 exchange, and all of these fights have turned up Bob Ross. They've had a consistent lead throughout this game, consistent talent tier advantage. Yeah, and now we have Epic Mount, we have Bolt.
Lightning Breath has just left Diablo in, like, he just gets blown up every time he uses it. Every single time we see Lightning Breath, it's dead Diablo. And I just don't like the pickup. I have to be critical on it. I think Apocalypse would be working infinitely better for them.
Yeah. Good point. Kenma knows he has to get out of here. This could be, well, he has redemption.
Yeah, Force Wall is there.
Wow, they're backing up.
Oh. Tuna has Earthquake.
Wow, they're respecting the rotation, and that cost him a dragon and possibly the game. Level 20, 2 levels down. And they are marching forward. They are pressuring right now. Zuna looking for an opportunity, trying to go in. Is he going to drop that Sundering? They're splitting up for it. That's good, but they're losing out of this prescience. Gets capped early.
Okay. Falsette's alive. The combo, but Divine Shield used early. That Lightning Breath this time actually doing a lot of damage. Kenma might go down here, but like you said, he does have redemption. Dragon Knight making its way up to the core, doing a lot of damage. But Stray will fall to the Blizzard. He does have the souls to revive. They're pushing him back, and they're working on the core.
That whole fight looked really weird from Bob Ross's perspective. All that was just a stall. They pulled the fight backwards, put the Divine Shield onto Zuna because they thought it was a situation where they could get him, lured him back just because the Dragon just marched forward and took the game.
Yeah, well, GG, Bob Ross Fan Club advancing to the qualification match in a pretty dominant situation over Tempo. Tempo Storm. You know, they looked a lot better in Game 2.
Yeah. They did change things up a little bit. I mean, you're upset with the APOCs, or not APOC.
I don't know. It just didn't work at all. Lightning Breath looked real bad there in almost every fight. Does damage, but you're so vulnerable.
Yeah.
And as soon as they see lightning, you know about saying Diablo, and the Diablo just.
Is it a situation where you only run Lightning Breath when you have full support and not 2 half supports?
Probably. I think if you have a big heal like Ancestral, Palm, Divine Shield, probably more of a case for it.
Okay.
But the Shadowstalks and the shields, I mean, he wasn't even getting the shields most of the time because he was so far forward in a lot of those initiations.
True. Well played to Bob Ross.
Yeah, definitely.
Looked clean.
On fire.
So far, still have not dropped a game this qualifier. And 2 more, and they are undefeated going through and qualifying for Los Angeles.
Yeah, let's actually take a look at the bracket. We can see that Bob Ross Fan Club will be advancing to the qualification match today. 1 more best of 3
up against
Team Blaze.
Cool. Should be a fun one. How about the other side? Anything crazy?
On the other side, the top half of the bracket, not quite up to date. Panda Global versus Cloud9, and Cognitive still waiting on their opponents, either Resurgence or THC.
That's right. Yeah, we had that first round that got stalled out.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So I think we will be hopping into Bob Ross Fan Club versus Team Blaze.
That's going to be a good one.
But we need to confirm with the admins. So
I love watching Blaze draft. They have the craziest
cool.
drafts. I mean, we were talking about Tempo Storm running odd strategies, but Blaze sometimes just picks the weirdest things, and they can make it work, which is cool. Very exciting to see. Be interested to see how Bob Ross plays against that. I'm trying to remember if Bob Ross played against Blaze at Heroes Rising. I'll check that in the break. Speaking of breaks,
we're going to take a very short break to make sure that we are, in fact, going into Bob Ross Fan Club versus Team Blaze. Stay tuned. We'll be back very soon.